It's Week 13 of the NFL, and all eyes are on Jared Goff. After his last game,
the calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. Jacksonville's offense trots out here for the first time, and all eyes go right to number 16. Now in his second season as the team's face of the franchise, Trevor Lawrence.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
One touchdown, one pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe leans on a few other parts of the offense, and hopefully springs a receiver or two free.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now Lawrence to throw. He'll get this one complete to Zay Jones. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. A Jacksonville first down on a pickup of 17. They'll run for the first time with Travis Etienne. The numbers on the ground for Etienne last week. 16 carries, 68 yards, and a touchdown.
I can't remember the last time we did a game and a coach didn't talk about establishing the run first. But they've lost 2 straight games, so they still want to do that. But they've got to have some contingencies, some other options. Expect them maybe to throw it a little bit to open up things and maybe run it a little bit more later in the game.
Meanwhile, Lawrence's throw into the hands of Kirk. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 39. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue. That is catch number 300 now for his NFL career. Now Lawrence on first down. That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line. Now following the completion, we're going to get a stoppage here for an injury. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. On first and 10, it's Etienne. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on first and second down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
On second down, Etienne once more. And for a second straight play, the Lion defense drops him behind the line of scrimmage. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming. A tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So on 4th down, Jags kicker Josh Lambo comes on. From the left hash, it's an even 50-yard attempt. And Lambo will put this one through, and the Jaguars grab a 3-0 lead. So that, Charles, a season long right there.
And you know who's really excited about that? The special teams coordinator, because he's the one who has to tell the head coach in pregame, this is where we trust him from. This distance, he can hit it. And he repaid that trust by knocking that one right through.
Here comes Khalif Raymond from his end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. Detroit gets set to go on offense, and it will be the 7th-year pro out of Cal, Jared Goff, leading the attack in his 2nd season as a Lion. On the ground, it's Swift to start the drive. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Here's Goff. Incomplete. Well, that's not the way you want to start. A first pass attempt and a first drop all in one.
Well, you've got plenty of time to make up for it, but obviously not the way you want to get things started. Got to shake that off and get going.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. To throw is Goff. And that will be incomplete.
That was their first third down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key third down throws.
Agnew now to return. On that punt, we've got a man shaken up. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment.
Very good starting field position for the Jaguars offense as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line.
Lawrence. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete. Now, this defense for the Lions, they were terrific last week in the victory over Buffalo.
And the way they did it was by getting after the quarterback. Sacked him 7 times in that game. Came from all angles, created a lot of illusions, and especially just beat them man for man. That's the kind of defense that really frustrates an opponent.
I see an extra defensive back on the field. A little surprise here on 3rd and 1. They'll run with Etienne. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down in midfield. It'll be a gain of 6 that time as it moves the chains as well.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? That looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you should have a few men in the box there.
A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. And they'll go again with Etienne. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
They were not fooling around at all, were they? 2nd and short, and they brought out the heavy package. Almost felt like the super heavy package against that defense, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't think they expected that much beef up front, and it turned into an easy first down conversion. Etienne up the middle. And he'll get it inside the 35. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a 3rd and about 4 more for first. Now Lawrence. And able to find Kirk complete. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. Lawrence finding Kirk there for the Jaguar first.
3rd and 4, he did just enough, and I mean just enough to move the chains.
And that's all you're looking for, right? Just want to keep the drive moving. You don't need the big play there. Just get to that marker that you described, and he was able to do just that.
Sets him up nicely. 1st and goal. It was a pickup of 14.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
And they'll run with Etienne. He pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line.
That's good power football on 1st and goal. A lot of teams will throw from there, but that's a nice job to chew up a few more yards and get yourself closer to the goal line.
On 2nd down, Connor looking for space. And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4. Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. Here's Lawrence. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. So it's been a long drive. They've held the ball for quite a while. Now what do you do here?
Well, to me, at this stage after this drive, this close to the goal line, 3 points would be a letdown. I'm going for it here.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker, defense.
So they'll go ahead and accept the penalty. So now then the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal. Here's Lawrence to throw. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sacked back around the 8. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
They said there was a lot of discussion in their defensive team meeting room after last week's performance. They had 7 sacks. Something in the water. There's one in the first quarter.
A lot of discussion, a lot of excitement because now everyone wants to get involved with this. Who's going to continue that process? Who's going to get to the quarterback this week? But they have to be careful. When you have that much pressure, they want to use it against you. Draws, screens, those types of plays.
Let's see if they do that.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
Lawrence hit him, the ball is free.
And this is scooped up by the Lions. Now he's into the clear. He's at the 50. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line. Always fun to watch a big boy pick it up and go. He may need a little oxygen on it. He may need a lot of oxygen on the sideline.
Not only that, how about you and me trying to balance ourselves up here because you can feel the shaking all the way up to the booth. That big guy trying to get it to the house.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
That was nice work there defensively to force the incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
Oh, it's time to give more credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
A play fake for Swift. Now Goff. He's got this complete to Williams. And he's going to be taken down right at the 10-yard line.
That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1. I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, he just need the tip of the ball to cross the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with first and goal.
On the keeper, here's Goff. And he's going to take it in for a Lion touchdown.
The sneak successful from a yard out. And the Lions have answered that early field goal to take a first quarter lead.
Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it was capped off by the quarterback sneak for 6. Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off.
And they'll bring it out to the 25 as Agnew elects for the touchback.
Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here.
Charles, you got to think the number 1 goal here is ball security. Remember, last drive they coughed it up, then they allowed, and now they're trailing on the scoreboard.
Boy, the way you described it makes me think that that one actually hurt them 3 times. The fumble cost them potential points. Then they watched their opponent get a touchdown off of the fumble. And third, they lost the lead as a result. Really tough sequence right there. I don't think coaches have to remind them to hold on to the football. They've just got to find a way to get it done.
On 2nd and 9, Lawrence. And that's complete to Etienne out of the backfield.
And he will be out of bounds here on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter.
After 7-3 the score.
The Jags with the football to begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up.
Now Lawrence.
And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away.
Taken from just outside the 30. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and the Lions will take over.
Week 13 here in the NFL, first weekend of December. Playoff races definitely coming into focus now, and we got a couple of good ones in prime time. Tonight, national audience gets a look at the Colts for a second straight weekend. This time they're at Dallas, 7:20 Central Time for that kick. And then Monday night, Saints and Bucks from Tampa.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Here's Goff. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Part of what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Throwing on 3rd, Goff. And he fires one, but incomplete.
Like what I see so far out of this defense because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 18-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see what the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
And Charles, with that completion, I'm told that puts him now over 3,000 yards passing on the campaign.
And Brandon, I think we have to start to think about where we are in the season because right now, 4,000 is not out of the question. I think a big game or two, he's certainly capable of getting that done.
And he stopped immediately there.
Kirby Joseph there to drop him.
Defense doing their job, really nowhere to run the football.
Yeah, it's almost textbook, wasn't it? Every place he tried to find an open spot, there just wasn't one. Congrats to the defense, no gain.
Call fitting your gaps, right?
I love it. You're exactly right.
Lawrence's throw here into the hands of Jones.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a 1st down.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try to pick up another 1st down.
And he'll be pretty well stopped in his tracks. Give him a yard up to the 42.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Caught on the right side by Jones.
And he will have a Jaguars 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
But give the defensive guys a little bit of credit. They didn't let the deep ball beat them on that play, did they?
No, the drag, that guy can be your safety valve. We saw it right there.
Yeah, and they picked up a 1st down for them, too.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Running out of the gun with ETN.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
52 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Another tote for ETN. Taken down on the play by Aiden Hutchinson.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
Out route, he finds his man. It's Jones. Nothing doing on that one, and it'll be 4th down.
Now that's going to be a tough one to explain when you get a head rush game for him, isn't it? I mean, they had the right call, had the out route. He's got to know where the first down sticks are, yet he steps out of bounds that close. Not their best play.
On is Josh Lambo now for the Jaguar field goal. Made his first. This now from 46 yards away. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. Well, since the leaping rules were changed back in 2017, we only average about 1 block kick per week league-wide. They pulled out all the stops there, got someone in there, delivered a big block.
I actually didn't think it was that high. I thought it was even less than that, but those guys executed perfection right there. Really brought excellent effort on that snap. Can't ask for anything more, and they got it done.
And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now gone. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
One thing you hope to see out of a rookie tight end is a real concentration when the ball's in the air, and I'm not sure that he didn't, but he has to be prepared for people making a play on it when that ball's up for grabs.
And that's to Amon-Ra St. Brown. And he is going to have the Lions first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more
Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Brought to the ground by the linebacker, Foye Oluokun. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Another try after the first down sack. Goff will try and set up the screen to Swift. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
I like the thinking there because right after a sack, it can be a great time to call for a screen to your running back and use the eagerness of the defense against him. Able to gain some positive yards out of this one and make things a little bit easier for him on 3rd down.
And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. Plays like this are critical to keep drives going, and if points result, we'll call this play significant.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. The Lions at 6-5 now on the year, and they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. So they need 6 yards here on 3rd down. They're 2 for 2 on 3rd down tries so far on this drive. A shotgun snap for Goff. Toward the sideline, he will have the first down. Good catch. He was able to keep the feet in bounds. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of dip. The red challenge flag making an appearance. Doug Peterson not liking what he saw there. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch.
After review of the play,
So
ruling on
the
the
challenge
field
there does
stands.
not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass. On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal. Here's Swift. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. DeAndre Swift with his 14th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Lions take the blocked field goal and convert it into 6 points. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 11. Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. And no return here for Agnew, so they'll bring it out, start the drive at the 25. The Jaguars offense now heads back onto the field. Last time, that a little bit of a special teams breakdown. That field goal was blocked.
Yeah, and everything has to be precise in the kicking game. Snap, hold, kick. Obviously, the blocking to keep people out. So what you really want to do is get in there and get 6 points and take the pressure off of those guys.
Once more the juke. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 66 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Looking to throw, Lawrence. And that's off the mark, incomplete. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Lawrence. Quick slant caught by Kirk. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. First down now, but the clock continues to move. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here on this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
Again, it's Lawrence. Open man right side is Ingram. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flip.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Dan Arnold, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Jaguars have cut it back within a score. A nice throw there by the 2nd-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his 2nd and sometimes 3rd progression. That was a nice play.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. DeAndre Swift heading back out with his Detroit teammates. And he's closing in on that number that all running backs circled beginning of the year, the number 1,000. Could do it on this drive.
And you have to think to yourself that this moment, getting to this spot, it started in the offseason, right? Not just the workouts, right? Not just getting yourself physically prepared to play, but mentally, as well as your team, as well as your unit, head coach, offensive coordinator. We run the football. We give you opportunities. He's taking advantage of it.
And when you get this close to the mark, you just hope things don't tighten up, right? You probably want to get there and get it in your rearview mirror.
You really do, don't you? Because now it becomes predominant, and you wonder about play calling as well. Do you want to call plays to get that out of the way, or are you still calling plays to win the game first? That becomes the burden of the play call.
The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Now a play fake, and it's gone. He's going to rifle one deep left side. He's got a man, complete. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. Now it's gone. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half.
One of the best routes, one of the favorite routes of any play caller. He just ran that one. Nice little angle route. That's supposed to be a catch, and usually it is in running back drop.
Yeah, I mean, he's a running back, but he's got hands. He should have caught it. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
Excellent recognition that none of his receivers were beating coverage and getting open, so he just threw that one away. They'll come back to the huddle, reset, and try something different.
And now 3rd and goal following incompletions on 1st and 2nd down. Back to throw. Goff eluding the pressure right. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down. Seibert able to knock this one through. And that moves him up by a touchdown now at 17-10. Still a little bit of time left here in the 2nd quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that. And we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
From his end zone, here comes Agnew. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And with 10 seconds left, not really enough time to put something together. Oh, he's got some breathing room. An anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. Final play of the half. It's Lawrence. Now he lets it go deep for Kirk. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon.
Halftime over, no problem with us. We skip right to the 3rd quarter and continue this midseason contest. All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. The Lions in the lead, and they're going to get the football first as well as the second half is underway. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. The Lions offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. Hey, Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
48 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
From the lineman to the guy running with it, that was a well-executed first down by the offense. With 2 shots left to get the first, you can get a little aggressive here on second down if you want and try for some bigger yardage.
From the 30 on second down, Goff. Sharp's got it, left side. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down, because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. Here's a toss play right to Swift. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. That's going to go as a loss of 6, and it'll set him back for second down.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
Now on 2nd and 16, Goff. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss.
Well, this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say. When you have obvious passing situations, hard to vary it up and fool a defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic in their blitzes, or their athletic ability just takes over.
Call it a gain of 5. 4th down now.
We often talk of situational football. Let's just call it team football. The defense did their job, got off the field, brought up a punting situation, so they're turning the ball back over to their offense. You think those guys will get along very well right now? Of course they will. Defense helped the offense. Now it's their turn to take it downfield.
So possession goes over here on the punt, and that will come the offense as they take over. Now ETN to start the drive. And he'll scratch out a yard up to the 30, and that's all. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play. Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
For the Lions, an extra DB in the game now here on 3rd down. Lawrence. And unable to connect. If he had caught it, it would have been a 1st down. Instead, it's 4th.
We're into the 2nd half now. This is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. 42-yard punt, 6 on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Detroit's offense ready to take over. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. Trayvon Walker makes the tackle.
Nice chunky yards on 1st down. It really opens up your options for what you want to do on 2nd. You go right back to him and hope he explodes, or sucker the defense in before throwing over the top.
Over the middle, hauled in by Shark. Goff linking up with Shark for the Lions' 1st down. Goff, a handoff here to Swift. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Andrew Wingard in to make the play. So nothing there that time, and maybe you need to look to the O-line. They weren't able to create any space.
No, they weren't, and you know as well as I do, as many offensive line coaches we've ever met, I think that'll be addressed loudly when those guys get to the sideline.
And they're usually loud and big. And he's going to be taken down. Goff is sacked. More than one defender there, and that's a loss of 5 on the sack.
I like how they've started the 3rd quarter here. They force a punt on the 1st drive, and after this sack, it looks like they'll be forcing another one as well.
Absolutely. Maybe got their 2nd win coming out of the locker room. So now following the sack, Goff and the Lions needing to come up with something here on 3rd and long. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's airing it out for Williams. They got his man complete. Touchdown, Detroit. Jamison Williams, 72 yards. And the Lions go up by 2 touchdowns. When you think of guys that are built to be big-arm quarterbacks, Jared Goff, he fits that mold, and he showed it off right there.
And that is absolutely demoralizing for a defense because you've got the offense on the ropes. It's 3rd down. You're trying to get off the field and then wham. You have a letdown in the secondary, and you give up a big one.
And you can see in the next-gen stats, that one is 62 yards in the air. Extra point by Seibert, up and good, and the lead now up to 14. touchdown. Here's Seibert now to kick it off. And they'll bring it out to the 25 as Agnew elects for the touchback. The Jaguars getting set to go. And Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
On 1st and 10, it's Lawrence. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating the defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
To throw again on 2nd down. Lawrence. He'll get this out to the flat for Etienne. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
Screenplay, here's Etienne. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play, and it'll be 4th down. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Fielded at the 33. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And they will take over 1st and 10. Another shot now for this Lions offense. And that last drive, so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. Maybe not many people were focused on the trenches. There was good protection there.
Excellent protection. So now defensively, you've almost got to get down to those starters blocks like you're a sprinter. Get lower than those guys on offense and find a way to roar through them or around them to get into the face of the passer.
Easier said than done, though.
Way easier said than done. But they've got to try something because right now they're just cutting them to shreds.
Chad Muma brings him down on that one defensively. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Goff now looks to throw. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Trayvon Walker picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. So 2 sacks for the rookie, definitely making an impact here in year 1.
And in a ton of different ways because rushing the passer, that was supposed to be a skill that he was developing. Looks to me like he's figured it out already.
So now following the sack, Goff and the Lions needing to come up with something here on 3rd and long. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by DeMonte Kazin. And the Jags are going to take possession of the football. So a potential momentum shifter there, working with a 2-score lead, 3rd quarter, but that not the smartest of throws.
I would agree with you on that one because this game is still very much in the balance. It felt pretty one-sided to this point, but now if these guys can turn this turnover into points, things could start getting a little more interesting.
Out comes the Jaguar offense now as they get set to take over. And they'll start with great field position, trying to get back into this one. It's 1st and 10 here. Lawrence. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. Picked by Tracy Walker. And the Lions are going to get the football here at their own 23. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
They'll start on the ground with Swift. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 70 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. If this defense wants to stay in this ballgame, they've got to start ending some drives. That helps.
And they have to look ahead at what they expect the offense to do. And right now with that lead, that's run the football. So you don't just stack the line of scrimmage. You have to get upfield and try and make some plays in their backfield.
And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
They'll set up the screen. This is Williams. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. Call it a loss of 2 there on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Here comes the Lions punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 15-yard line. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set here.
This offense trying to change the script here a little bit, CD. Trailing on the scoreboard, and the last time out on the very first play of the drive, they threw that interception.
And you definitely saw his coaches, teammates come over to him on the sideline trying to help him shake it off, because in this game, his team is down right now. So it's important to make sure you get some confidence back for both the quarterback and the entire offense. This mistake could continue to pile up.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this. Back now at Ford Field. It's Jaguar football, but a little work to do for them. They trail here as we start the 4th. Throwing on second down, Lawrence. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. Christian Kirk, the man he was looking for, and now it's 3rd down.
Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains.
And Ingram hauls it in. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. How about 25 yards on 3rd down? They'll take it. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. So it looks like somebody may have forgotten the snap count, and a 5-yard penalty ensues.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
Now Lawrence.
His throw incomplete. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down.
Now Lawrence to throw.
Man open, here's Jones.
And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together?
And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
Good yardage on the completion there. When they look at the scoreboard, they do understand the field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score, because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Here's Lawrence to throw. A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Many times the mindset of a play caller after a quarterback's thrown an interception on the previous drive is to come right back and give them a throw to get their confidence back, give them something easy, get a completion, kind of get them settled again. Instead,
and the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes.
The pressure from multiple
couple of guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss.
I remember when I was a kid and all I wanted was a nickel so I could get that soda down at the fountain. And guess what? The nickel came into play well. 5 defensive backs, they covered well, allowed for the sacks.
Sodas were a nickel when you were a kid?
No, I just needed the extra nickel so I could pay the proper price.
Okay, how much were they? A dime? What were they?
15 cents. That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that,
yeah,
right?
He said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. Here's a 2nd and 7 now from their own 7. They'll stay on the ground with Swift. And he will take this up to about the 8-yard line. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. The Lions on 3rd down. They've converted 5 times in their many chances thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Swift going to try up the middle. Room here to run. And all the way to the opposite 48. A big pickup there on 3rd and 6. 44 yards on the ground. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. They will run straight ahead with Swift. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
They go jet sweep here with Williams. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. Well, we've seen running backs in today's NFL get involved in the passing game. Maybe it's about time more receivers like that get involved in the running game.
And that is something we are seeing more and more in this league, no question about it. That wasn't the biggest of gains, but it's enough to get them a 1st down. And it continues to test the defense. They have to think on every play about who might end up with the ball. Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed as they stuffed that one by the line of scrimmage.
So that almost certainly the final piece to this puzzle, a 3-score lead. I don't think there's any coming back from there.
But you know, normally I'd get on you for giving up on the game right here, but I do think you're right in this case. This late in the game, 2 scores is tough enough. 3, I'm with you. That seems out of the question.
And no return here for Agnew, so they'll bring it out, start the drive at the 25. Jaguars offense ready to set up shop here again. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter. And they'll throw on 1st down with Lawrence. Trying for Kirk, and he's got him on the crossing route. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a gain of 13 for number 13, and it gives him a 1st down. Lawrence, now this is ETN on the draw. And that and goes for about 6 as he's taken down just shy of the 45.
Well, I think after that run, the defense is getting back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Meanwhile, Lawrence's throw here taken in by Ingram. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Here's Lawrence. And a quick throw here that's complete. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
And he'll be brought down at the 27. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. On play action, Lawrence. And that is incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they've forced in this runaway contest.
Going for it, here's ETN. And he'll be brought down, but a tip of the cap on the spin move as that gives him a 1st down. Now Lawrence. Over the middle, complete. That's Arnold. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. Got his man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. Marvin Jones. A 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Jaguars have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. So 2 scores down. Time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick. And the Lions are able to cover this one up. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up. An ideal down and distance to try to finish this thing off. 2nd and inches. Once again, it's Swift. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. On the handoff, this is Swift. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it, and it's 2nd down. Now a timeout called for by the defense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. Now a give right side Swift. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in the 4th. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. And they will take a knee here. Goff with a kneel down here, and that should put a conclusion to this one. They put up their goal at the beginning of the season, and that was to win 7 games, and now they've accomplished that mission.
And congratulations to them for achieving their goal. They have to finish the season strong, but you got to think that going forward for next year, they're going to jump that number up a little bit higher.